So hello and welcome back to my channel. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Saskia and I am a postgraduate student now at the University of Nottingham. As you can tell by the title, I thought I would do a bit of university advice. Things I wish I'd known before I started my degree or just throughout my degree, and things you just kind of should be aware of but no one really tells you. My first piece of advice is probably just do as much as possible in first year. Like, I'll get to the whole first year doesn't count thing because I know everyone kind of believes in that. But I think do as many like society tasters, like as soon as you get to uni, if there's anything that like slightly seems interesting, do the taster for it. I think definitely do as many tasters as possible in first year. Like, yes, you can do them in second and third year, but you don't get to do them as much. Like in first year, I didn't really do any tasters because COVID, there wasn't any. I didn't know what I wanted to do. Like, literally just have a look on your university's like student union website and see what societies exist. Go to all the tasters. They normally offer like one free session or like a cheaper session as like an introduction, and honestly I don't regret any of the taster sessions I've done. As in, I think I only really started doing them in third year. In third year I did aerial hoop taster. Oh, in second year I did a gymnastics taster. In third year I did a ballet taster. Like, and they were all either £1 or a free session. There's no reason to not do it. Like, even if you don't want to join the society, it gets you out of the house for an hour or two. You can meet some people. I highly recommend it. Even if you don't really want to join the society, like, I went to the ballet taster thinking, don't hugely know if I want to do ballet. Don't really think I want to do ballet, but I'll give it a go. And also, societies do tend to become quite cliquey later on in the year. Like, yes, you can technically join them later, but you don't get the free taster. You kind of either have to just pay the membership and start going, or wait until like a whole year cycle. And it kind of just gets you in. Like, it means that you have access to all of their socials. It means that you can go to the sessions if you want to. Like, I think first year is the best time to do all of this stuff. Like, it's all doable in third year. Like, you can join more societies. I joined more societies in third year, but the best time to join them is first year or second year, because in first year you don't have as much work. Like, the workload isn't as hard. You probably aren't as busy. Like, you're probably not necessarily working, and it's kind of the only time you have free. Have a look on the socials, go to like the welcome fairs and talk to everyone. And like, if your friend says, oh, I want to go do a salsa taster, say, oh, can I come along? You might not want to do salsa, but you also might get there and think it's great. Like, I didn't necessarily think, oh, I'm going to be really good at aerial hoop and I'm going to really enjoy it. I thought, I think it could just be kind of fun. And I did think about it in first year, but didn't go to the taster. And then I just forgot about it in second year. In third year I said, you know what, I'm just going to actually do it. Like, there are a lot of things that, like, as soon as you want to join as soon as you want to like do a thing and join a society, just go and do it, because if not, you'll do what I did in first year and just put it off continuously. Like, I put off joining aerial hoop until third year. I could have had 3 years of it, and I just kind of kept putting it off and not doing it because I didn't want to, because I was like, oh, but now it's too late. And like, it wasn't, but it was better to join it at the beginning of term. And also, like, even if you join, like, when I joined a society in third year, everyone was really nice to me. However, there are certain societies that if you joined them like later on, it's maybe not as good friendship wise, because say you're in third year and you join a society, everyone in third year in that society, either you know them and that's fine and you'll be friends with them, but if you don't know them, you might not be friends with them and then you've got no friends. We've all been there. Please budget your money. I'm going to do a video on this, I think, because no one knows how to, and I would say I'm quite good at budgeting. I don't know if it's just because I hate spending money and it genuinely terrifies me. But like, yes, you might want to spend a lot more money in semester one of first year. That's fine, go for it, do what you want with freshers. You only do it once. I say that, you'll probably do it again in second and third year, but like, once you've had your fun and spent your money, how much have you got left? Can you live off it? Work out what you can live off per week. What are your wants? What are your needs? Are you gonna need to get a job? If you're gonna need to get a job, do you have time to work a job? When can you do things? What money do you have? Don't let yourself run out of money, because then what do? Like, it's all well and good if you get a bit low on money, but then you've got a payday coming up because you already got a job. Or like if you get low on money and you don't have anything, I don't know what you do. So it's really quite easy to do budgeting. Like, you can Google a budgeting template. Just don't spend stupid money. Like, it's very easy. Like, yes, in first year, I think all of my expenses were probably a lot more because I was joining societies. Like, that's fine. That was something I wanted to spend money on, so I spent money on. Like, you don't have to not spend money on things that are nice because you're scared. Like, make a budget, have a good amount of money that you can spend on, like, food. Work out what do you actually need in a food shop, what brands do you need, what do you then want to spend money on for fun. Like, don't waste all of your money buying stupid things for things like social nights. Go to a charity shop. Like, social nights would always have stupid themes, and like, yes, they might be fun, but don't waste all your money buying a new top for your social theme. Like, go to a charity shop, or just don't join in the theme. Like, what are they going to do, kick you out? Don't think so. But basically the same I said last time, invite people places, especially in freshers, especially like at the beginning of uni. If you're going anywhere, invite someone. Like, say yes if someone invites you, even if you don't really want to go. Like, one of my flatmates when I first moved in to halls was like, oh, I'm gonna go to, I think I said I'm gonna go to Tesco to buy bin bags. Do you want to come? And she said yes, and I said great. Now I have a friend. Like, I think I went to a talk for the student union, and someone had sent a message in a group chat that said, oh, anyone just been at the student union talk, wanna go grab a coffee? And I said yes. Like, you should just say yes to all these things. If you don't end up liking the person, you don't end up liking them, but like, people will invite you. Like, as it gets later on in the years, people will still invite you places, but like, at the beginning, you're gonna get more invites because people want to make friends. Everyone's in the same boat as you. Everyone's trying to make friends. Just say yes when they invite you places. Even if it's just like, oh, I'm gonna go food shopping, do you want to come with me? Those kinds of things are just really easy ways of interacting with people. Then this kind of links us on to the academic, but please organise yourself. Buy a planner of some kind, or if you want to do digital, like do a Notion or whatever. I don't like that kind of stuff, but like, have a planner and write things down. At the end of one week or the beginning of the next week, allocate, I don't know, 5 minutes to just write down all of your lectures, write down any deadlines that you've got. Like, you don't have to spend much time planning, but it will stop you from missing deadlines, it will stop you from missing lectures. Write everything down and like double check it, because sometimes deadlines change and your lecturers don't tell you, but like, double check everything. Write down what room your stuff is in for lectures, write down what time you need to get the bus, like, make actual plans. And like, I also just write down things like when I'm gonna go to the gym, what social stuff I've got. This is my planner, got it off Amazon. You can get like day per page, week per page ones. And you can also, this is the kind of thing I like to do, is if I'm not sure if I'm actually gonna do something, put it on a sticky note, or like, I've written down I'm going somewhere at 10 till 11, I'll put a sticky note on that says like what time I need to leave the house, or like what bus I need to get, that kind of stuff. And it does just help organise yourself. You can get like a small thing like this, or you can get like monthly planners. I like these kinds of things, but you can get like wall planners, that kind of thing. They're about £10. It also doesn't take you much time, and if you're like me and you like your highlighters and making stuff pretty, it's a nice way to make things pretty. On the theme of organising yourself, check your emails. Like, I know that they're annoying. I've done 3 years of a degree where I get constant emails like that are sent out to the entire undergraduate cohort, and I'm in first year and they're about internship placements in 4th years. Not relevant to me, but I will still just read the first line. Like, I have found so many things through this, through emails that other people haven't even looked at. Like, I got a free gym membership, I got money towards netball kit, I signed up for a scholarship, and I got down to the final 10. I found my job from my tutor through the university emails. I found another job through my university emails. I got three or two like technology grants through my university emails. And the thing is, I ended up getting more money than I was supposed to because no one else had applied to any of these. Like, you read the first few lines of an email. Like, yes, a lot of the time it's completely useless, but sometimes there are some gems in there. We're moving in now into academic. First thing I would say is find out what support exists. This might be more useful in like second year when you actually start needing, I don't know, help with exams when you've got more questions, but basically for your modules, for your course, for your whole degree, who can you ask questions? Like, whether it be about your well-being or the actual course, but like, are there teaching assistants on your course? How do you contact them? Do they have office hours? Does your lecturer have office hours? Would your lecturer prefer that you email them, that you Teams message them, that you Teams call them? Like, who can you contact and how can you contact them? Like, some of my lecturers preferred a Teams message, and a Teams message was easier. Some of them wanted an email. Some of them wanted an email to then lead to like a meeting. Like, a lot of the times there are postgraduate teaching assistants that no one really emails because no one knows they exist, because they're just kind of there. They have to help you. They have like hourly requirements of teaching. They kind of have to do it. Ask them questions. Ask them what's up. Ask them about an exam. Book a meeting with them. Like, if you're not sure, yes, you can probably ask like your uni group chat or whatever, but you could also ask the teacher or the teaching assistant who created the coursework and will be marking it. Also, do you have a tutor? What's their job and are they good at it? Because we got allocated a tutor in first year of undergrad. I switched tutors 3 times, all of them were absolutely awful. But do you have a tutor? What is their job? Can they do it? Like, if you have any questions about your course, just ask them. And if they don't know the answer, they'll just send you to someone who does know the answer. Like, I sent an email to my tutor and he was like, oh, I'm not sure, ask this person. And I was like, great, because I wouldn't have known to email that person without emailing my tutor. Like, honestly, just anytime you've got a question, send an email. A lot of times teachers will not reply to you. There are certain lecturers who just suck and they won't reply to you, so like, try a TA. Just reply to your own email to them and just say, hee hee, any update on this? I did that a lot. And at the beginning I was like, oh my god, I'm being so rude. And then I was like, they're being paid to teach me and they've not replied to me in like 4 months. So they are not doing their job. My next piece of advice is somewhat controversial. You don't have to go to lectures. I don't know if this is just my course, but psychology at Southampton, you could not attend a single lecture and still get a first. I didn't attend a single lecture in third year, still got a first. In fact, my third year was the highest year of my whole degree. In second year, I did attend lectures for the first semester, and my first semester was not very good. Like, some degrees you have to go. Like, if it's like biology, you normally have to go. If they're not going to put the content up online, if they're not going to do a recording, you have to go. But sometimes you literally do not have to. The lectures are useless. And like, yes, you're paying for it, but also it's a waste of time. There will also be things like, it's worth checking what's the exam assessment method. Like, for some courses we've had, oh, at the end of the semester you write an essay on the content. Fair enough, you might want to be at the lectures. For some of them we've had, halfway through the semester, you make a fun podcast on something that has nothing to do with any of the content. In my third year there was probably only 2 or 3 modules that had that the assessment method had anything to do with the content that we had learnt. Most of it had nothing to do with it, or was an exam at the end of the year, or at the end of the semester that was online, so I could go back and find the information I needed. Like, things might be different in other courses, things might be different, like for me, for my masters. If I have in-person exams, I'll actually have to learn stuff. But if my stuff is online, I don't technically have to attend. But basically, figure out what works best for you. If watching a video is the best thing for you, and your lecturer will record it, do that. If you want to be in the room, if the learning environment is, I don't know, what works for you, do that. give your lectures a go at the beginning. If they feel useful to you, go. Or like if you're looking at the content and you think, I don't understand this week 7, go to week 7. You don't have to, like, once you start going to lectures, you don't have to go to every single lecture ever. But also if you don't go, you don't have to not go to every single lecture ever. Like, I don't think a single lecture I ever attended was actually useful. We had like small group research methods, that was useful. But like a lecture, never useful. Even most like seminar tutorial things, not useful. You don't have to attend. See what works. Like I said earlier, there's the idea that first year doesn't count, which yes, is technically true. You know, in classification, in working out the classification for my degree, the grades from first year had no weighting, but you do still need to have good grades. Like if you're in law and you need to get an internship somewhere, if your first year grades are a load of shit because you thought they don't count, you just won't get an internship somewhere. If you're looking to go to a master's, in some masters you have to have a 2-1 in all research methods modules. If you don't have that, now what? Like, it helps you get jobs, it helps you get like internships, it helps you get like placements. Like when I was applying for research assistant placements, they asked, what is your current average grade? And this was in first year where everyone was like, it doesn't count. My average grade has been consistent the whole time because I've put the same amount of effort into every assessment method. It technically won't count when they, work out your average, but you kind of need it to facilitate jobs, internships, placements. Like, you don't have to have, phenomenal perfect grades ever, but most places would say you want a 2-1, so try and get a 60 in all of your modules. Like, if that's a doable thing, if you're aiming for a 2-1 or a first, try and have a 60 in first year, just in most of your modules. Or like, if you know that you want to do a master in something, look at the requirements, because there's no point going, I'm absolutely set on doing this master's, and then you come to apply to it and they go, you literally don't meet the minimum requirements because your first year grades aren't good enough. Like, that's just a small point, but do try. Like, yes, you can fuck around, you can go and get drunk and stuff, but put some effort into your degree, especially if it's a degree that you need placements for. Like, the only thing I can think of is law, but like, if you want a training contract, if you want summer internships, summer placements, you can't come at them with like a 42 and go, but it was first year. Because they'll go, okay, the other student that we're letting in has a 65. It was also first year, but they did better. Another thing linking on to like lectures and attending lectures, if you're going to attend lectures or if you're going to watch videos or whatever, figure out how to make notes. It seems simple, like you might think, I know how to make notes, I did them in A-level, but like when I did notes, not that I did them, my notes for university were completely different from my notes for A-level. Like my notes for A-level, we didn't get sent the slides, I just kind of wrote everything down. I had little colour coordination, and then in uni I was like, actually, I could just print the slides and make notes. I could just type everything up into a document. Like, figure out what works. If you like handwriting your notes, there's like Cornell methods, there's, I don't know, you might want bullet points, you might not even want full words, you want to print out the PowerPoints and then just write around them. In a lecture, you might find the best thing for you is actually just to sit and listen and then go and make notes when you get home. Like, I don't know, in the first month, just try a couple of different methods, do what works for you. Like, if you have a degree that maybe, again, I'm going to say biology because there might be like a lot of drawings of cells and stuff, or like chemistry, maybe print out the drawings and then like write on those, like so that you don't have to do the drawings. I don't know, kind of figure out whatever will work. So like when you have to do reading, figure out how to write up the reading. First of all, when you do the reading, you don't really have to do the reading, at least in psychology. Do not read the whole thing. Like, realistically, if you're going to need to read the reading to like discuss it in a seminar, you kind of just need the basic points of the intro, the methods, the results, the discussion. Honestly, don't read the results. Don't think I've ever read the results of a paper. will never read the results of the paper because the first paragraph of the discussion is a summary in lay terms of the results. Like, you don't have to read it all. You don't even really need to read the intro. If you're ever going to do reading, start with a discussion, then go to the intro. Start with abstract, then discussion, then intro. Otherwise, you don't really need to read any of it. But like, if you have to read it for a lecture, make bullet points on like the method and the results, but maybe you don't need to read them in as much detail, because also the abstract and the intro will probably tell you the method. And like, also linking it back to what the assessment method is for lecture notes, figure out what the assessment method is to figure out how you make your notes. If your lectures will have a in-person multiple choice question exam, you might need to write lots more notes so that you can remember. If it's going to be an essay, you might want to focus more on the critical citations and thoughts and like the points that are going to be really important to remember, rather than like every minuscule detail. If your exam won't be in person and it's all online, you might not even want to make notes. Like, you might want to be there, but you might not need to make any notes and it might not be relevant. I think my final point is very similar to my first point, but now in an academic context. Take any opportunities you are given. Any research placements, any like term time academic stuff, do it, put it on your CV. Like, we had student buddies, we had peer mentors, we had research placements, we had course representatives. Sign up for all of those things. Like, it's the kind of thing that they tell you in like secondary school, like when they're like, being a course senate will be really useful for you. In secondary school, no one cares, in sixth form, completely irrelevant. In uni, write that down. Like, I was a course rep, didn't have to do anything. I was a student buddy, peer leader, something, and I had to run one online 1 hour session on statistics. Like, sign up to all of those things, put them all on your CV, make a CV. A lot of unis will have like career services, that's another thing. Make a CV before you've left your uni, because I didn't know how to do one. Not that anyone taught me, I just used a Google template, but get skills to put on your CV. Like, if your uni has course representatives, that's a very, very minor commitment, but a good skill to have. If your uni does debates, maybe go and do some of them. If they do research placements, sign up for them. I signed up for every research placement that my university offered, so I did 3 research placements, and now I have actual hands-on research experience, which I wouldn't have got otherwise, because I was an 18-year-old student. Like, a lot of the stuff that they offer, some of it will seem relevant. So like research placements, yes, that's directly relevant to future stuff I might want to do. Some of it, like student buddies, might not seem relevant, but again, it's about like the transferable skills that you write about on your personal statement. It's just useful. Like, anytime you're applying for jobs, they might say, oh, we'd love to see that you've solved conflicts. Okay, make one up about when you were a student buddy. Like, you've at least, like, it's a semi-lie, you were a student buddy, but maybe there was no conflict. Like, use that, I would say. Like, take any opportunities, and that again obviously links to check your emails where they will give you these opportunities, because that's where I found all of like my student buddy stuff, course rep, research placements. That's where I found all of that. And I think that is everything. I think I probably have more academic advice because my personal life's not great, and I'm not very good at making friends or having people like me, whereas I'm very good academically. So yeah, I think I'm going to do something about money management soon, but again, I'm in my shared house and I get nervous. So yeah, that'll be everything, and then I'll see you next time.